Initial D is an anime beloved by many fans around the world, and just like most anime, it is based on a manga written and illustrated by Shuichi Shigeno. In this video, I want to dive into the changes that the animation studios made while adapting this manga into an anime. Today we'll focus only on the first episode of the anime, otherwise we could be here for hours. I will be using the original 1998 anime and the newly released Kodansha Omnibus releases for this. The manga images I will show on screen will be from the less accurate Tokyo Pop version of the manga, because I have this one digital. Before we begin, I want to set a simple rule. I won't be listing any changes in dialogue. The anime and the manga were translated by different groups, and since my Japanese isn't fluent enough to consume both in their original language, I'll stick to the other differences. With that out of the way, let's explore the changes made from manga to anime. We all know the iconic intro scene of the anime, where the 8-6 is drifting down Mount Akina. Interestingly, this scene is entirely original to the anime. In the manga, you only see one hairpin turn, and that's it. Even the moment where the Panda Trueno drives past Yuichi is entirely original to the anime, even though this moment is later referenced in both versions. Next, let's talk about the interaction between Takumi and Itsuki after Natsuki interrupts them on top of the school building. In the manga, Itsuki mentions the incident with Miki, who, at this point, was just known as Natsuki's ex-boyfriend. This conversation was cut in the anime and replaced with a brief flashback of Takumi punching a guy, but without further context. Later, in the manga, at the end of the conversation between Takumi and Itsuki when walking home from school, they head into an arcade to play Sega Rally. This moment was omitted from the anime. There is also a part of the conversation between Iketani, Takumi and Itsuki at the gas station that was cut from the anime. In the manga, Iketani explains that the 8-6 is made by Toyota, and he even jokes about feeling old after needing to explain that. In the anime, Itsuki is shown to be much sadder about not owning a car. Another change occurs on the day of the Akina Speedstars meeting. In the anime, we see Iketani arrive at the gas station in a K-truck at the end of his shift. In the manga, however, he's already at the gas station when this scene takes place. When Yuichi talks to Iketani about the fastest car on Akina in the manga, Iketani initially assumes that Yuichi is talking about himself. In the anime, images of the 8-6 speeding down Akina are shown before Yuichi reveals that the fastest car on the mountain is indeed an 8-6. This somewhat spoils the reveal. The manga adds another detail. Yuichi says he's willing to bet 10 million yen that Bunta is the fastest on Mount Akina.
Initial D. Initial D!
Before Takumi goes up the mountain with the Speedstars in the manga, there's a scene where he lies in bed thinking about what Natsuki said earlier. The flashback, shown with full context, reveals that Takumi broke his wrist and he punched Miki, a detail omitted from the anime. This is also the first time the manga mentions this event. The anime also changed the order of some events. For example, the scene where Yuichi sees the Red Suns heading up the mountain is shown after the Speedstars reach the top of Mount Akina in the anime, whereas in the manga this happens before. The anime portrays Iketani's lack of skill more vividly, which helps explain why Takumi was screaming in the back, even though he has immense skill himself. In the manga, the scene where Yuichi calls Bunta takes place before the Red Suns arrive at the top of Akina. In the anime, this happens after the Red Suns have challenged the Speedstars. The person who proposes the practice session between the Red Suns and the Speedstars differs as well. In the anime, it's Kasuke who proposes it, while in the manga it's Fumihiro. However, Fumihiro is the one who goes into detail about the event in both versions. The anime shows Itsuki's reaction to everything that's happening atop the mountain. Also in the anime, there is a brief moment where Keisuke mocks the Speedstars before they start practicing. Additionally, Iketani has a few lines in the manga where he realizes that this practice session is actually a battle challenge from the Red Suns. The anime adds a scene where Kenji and the Green RX-7 from the Red Suns race during this practice session. This scene ends with the Speedstar losing dramatically. Another change, the anime moves the scene where Iketani is shocked by how skilled the Red Suns are to before the conversation between Keisuke and Ryosuke. Ryosuke also refers to the Red Sun's plan as the fastest Inkanto project in the anime, while in the manga this project does not have a name. The manga gives Keisuke a reason to end his practice session on Akina that day. He says he's low on fuel. This might be why he thinks he can beat the H6 later with a full tank of gas. The iconic first encounter between Takumi and Keisuke is greatly expanded upon in the anime, with many additional scenes of the cars racing. The anime does this with almost every race they animate. These were all the differences I noticed between Shigeno's original manga and the first episode of the anime adaptation. If I missed anything, let me know. In the end, they changed a lot more than I expected. Most of these changes, like the opening scene, are for the better. It really hooks you right from the start, especially with the added Eurobeat soundtrack. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to cover more of this series in the future. Thank you for watching until the end.